Hi Gemini, welcome into a brief next 48-hour tarot reading for you. I do want to thank you so much for joining me for this reading, but as we proceed, do keep in mind this is general, and it's meant to pertain to the following 48-hour period for you, beginning around when you were guided or drawn to this video, not just following when I post it. But with that said and done, I more than appreciate the likes, comments, and of course subscriptions to the channel if you haven't done so already. But I did pre-pull an overall tattoo tarot to represent, to speak upon the next 48 for you. But I did also channel a handful of messages that I jotted down. First and foremost, you inspire me came through. You inspire me. I feel like it's either a focus on somebody inspiring you, whether they're a reader, somebody in your life, somebody you're meeting, tuning into, I want to say, or viewing, admiring their work, and or somebody feeling inspired by you. It could be multiple people. But 115, look up that angel number meaning. I did get that as well. And self-empowerment. Self-empowerment. I feel like that's the vibe of this 48-hour period for you, where through what you're accomplishing, what you're producing, developing, who you're connecting with, I want to say for some reconnecting as well, one if not multiple people from your past, you're being pushed to view it as self-empowerment, okay? And I feel like there are certain efforts going towards feeling empowered, but I feel the need to show this before I mention the last two, because this is the card that I got, the Emperor, all right? So I feel like this is your bold, confident, conquering sort of energy, being very analytical, strategic in every movement, every holding back. I feel like you're thinking very, very thoroughly about how to word things even, right? I also got write it down. I feel as if the next 48 highlights the fact that you need to write things down to stay organized, to remember. I feel like you're going to have a bit of a racing mind, a lot going on upstairs is what they're saying. And even for a lot drawn to the reading, spirit speaking through your thoughts. So jotting things down is going to be truly, truly helpful for you, all right? Because a lot of the times I feel like in the next 48, a creative solution will come to mind, or an idea, a thought, I want to say even a quote. And this isn't meant to be put to use or needed in that moment, but it will be needed or be useful moving forward at a certain point. And you'll intuitively feel when that comes to be, that timing. But bear with my voice as it's randomly leaving my life. But you know what to do is the last one. You know what to do. There's going to be a moment, or if not several, in the next 48 where you'll feel a bit puzzled, or you'll just stop in the middle of doing something, or before you're about to accomplish something or begin a task. In spirit saying, you know what to do. You're very intuitive, so you need to tap into that. Trust the intuitive hits you're getting at this time. And it's almost as if spirit could give you the answer at certain points in the next 48, or just show you how to do something. But it's this need for, and through it, you'll feel more self-empowered. There's a need to just trust the fact that you know what to do. You have the answers within, okay? They're saying look into your crystal ball. Look into your crystal ball, figuratively. But let's pull some Light Series Tarot and see what else we get. What else do we have for Gemini? I feel like moments of quiet time, when you stop speaking at certain points, when you're not connecting with people, that will feel very purposeful and gratifying and healing all the meanwhile. But there's going to be such a comfort from who you bond with, who you connect with, and just, I want to say, even the words that you convey, the messages you convey, getting your voice out there, even if it's not through a back and forth conversation. Makes me think of a public platform of some sort. But I feel as if there's either a new investment or a new job, or maybe more than one situation for some Geminis drawn to the reading, that's taking a bit of a highlight in the next 48. Whether this has already come into play in the recent past, or you are beginning or jumping into this in the next 48. But for some, I feel like this is efforts towards, I want to say, potentially research or just applying to something for the near future. And Spirit's saying this is meant to be. And I feel like it's going to leave you with more comfort and or busier if we were to fast forward. I feel as if there are certain reminders in the next 48 at certain points. You need to laugh it off, all right? If you stumble and you desire this level of perfection, or you just want to come up with the perfect answer, the perfect solution, or you just want something to work out perfectly, it will work out how it's meant to, right? You can stumble on your words like I do in these readings, and it still will be purposeful and just likable, right? However that's coming to be, coming through for you. Don't get hung up on the desire for perfection. But I feel like in certain ways, whether it's tidying up or just creating and developing in other ways, you're going to be trying to see that perfection, a bit of control that you desire in certain other ways. Does that make sense? It's like where you don't have control, where you can't see perfection come to be, you'll, without even realizing, I feel the need to say, moving towards and just trying to wrap oneself up with more control and what feels within your control, and a bit more perfect. Interesting. Bear with me. I do feel like there is a bit of a magical vibe about the next 48, but you need to simplify your mind, because I feel like, again, it's going to be racing. And I feel like you're expecting a level of obstacles moving forward that needs to be wiped out of your expectations, all right? Your view on things. There's a need to, when you find oneself potentially slipping into a pessimistic way of thinking, viewing something, whether it's valid or not, right? It could be due to the past with somebody, or a situation, or past situations that were similar. We need you to slip right into, or come back to, an optimistic way of being and viewing whatever it is for you at that time. Because I feel as if, side by side with the fact that you're very intuitive at this time and you're feeling things very strongly, right? They're saying for the better or for the worse, depending on the moment, you're also manifesting quite efficiently, whether you realize it or not, okay? And sometimes we don't see evidence of that or see it come to be until a little bit later down the line. So keep that in mind. But you just will need to tread carefully with your thoughts, but don't like even allow that to push you to overthink. Does that make sense? Your mind is your best tool, but you can't just stay positive, right? Keep things optimistic. And just as much as you are moving your perspective, or rather your focus towards what feels more in your control, what feels more so doable as far as perfection goes, when something feels, they're saying irritable, or just you are expecting the worst, if you can't find oneself easily coming back to or jumping into an optimistic viewpoint on that, then realign your focus towards something that you are feeling good about, right? Or that brings you back to that happy, positive state of being, all right? It's going to benefit you greatly. 759, look up that angel number meaning, 759. But I feel like there are points in the next 48 where things do feel quite colorful. Look at that. We need you to expect the best. But I feel like you need to recognize when you're at the brink of, interesting wording, burning oneself out, right? If you're overdoing it, over exuding, trying to stay busy at certain points, potentially a bit of restless energy. I totally get it. I've been feeling that way at certain points recently. But as well, you need to remember who to steer clear of as far as unhealthy energy. They're giving me specifically the word toxic. If you find oneself wrapped up in a conversation that is just going nowhere good, right? Or entails certain levels of gossip, or they're just bringing out a side of you that you don't really feel fond of, or just the negativity starts to come to be in the conversation, slip away, right? We know you have the ability at this point along your path to spit out a couple words or a sentence or two and just wrap that conversation up with a bow and slide away, okay, towards more positivity, something more productive potentially. But the next 48 highlights the fact that your world is changing in a lot of beautiful ways. And I really do feel like there are going to be certain moments where you almost feel like you're elevating. And I feel like that could be intertwined with, wrapped up in one of those moments where you are feeling more empowered, all right? And I do feel like things are just connecting for you. It's almost as if you're in certain ways connecting the dots. It's like one realization leads to another, one accomplishment leads to another. And I feel as if when you flow in the next 48, when you just try to adapt in that sense as well, you will find oneself growing immensely, okay? And you'll even see something you've been working on or just putting your efforts and resources towards growing quite nicely all the meanwhile. but they're saying tap into your magic, right? The magic of the way you utilize your mind, the magic in the way you produce, develop, utilize your talents, your skill sets to yours and potentially other people's advantage or one particular person. All the meanwhile, right? They're saying the next 48 reminds you that you're truly an inspiration, I feel like to oneself, all the meanwhile, but to other people. And I feel like it reminds you of your true power through every moment, right? And every holding back and every movement, every accomplishment that you wrap oneself up in and see come to be in the next 48. Just take it easy at certain points. Take a deep breath and recognize, again, simplifying your mind and recognize that everything's going to get done when it's meant to, okay? You're one powerful being, all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your next 48, and I'll see you next time.